chief, he invited me in. He said a big jam session about to begin.
Yeah, big jam session about to begin here at TTO Radio, the Total Takeover Marketing Extravaganza Explosion, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to today's show. We're going to be talking about visions versus dreams. There's quite a bit of difference. We all have dreams, and some of us have visions. It takes leaders with right here. Let's see if I can get below the screen. Where's my camera? There's leaders right here. It takes leaders with vision to lead people with dreams. So I'm going to let I'm going to go over to Tracy, and since she's in the hot seat, and make sure that her synopsis is firing well today. Tracy, can you help us start off the show here talking about that? Wait a minute. If you want to call in, you can call in and participate. The way to do that is go to ttoradio.info and you'll see the information. I'll tell you here, you can dial the number 712-775-7035, and the access code is 213-884-pound, and you press *6 and follow the prompt in order to raise your hand. Tracy, let's talk about dreams and visions and the difference between the two.
Thanks, Andrew, and welcome everybody today. Thanks for putting me in the hot seat, under the bus, or out there to the wolves, whatever it seems to be my lot in life so far on the Hangout. You know, I think that we all love to dream. We like to dream about bigger things and better things, and I think probably a lot of us, love to be dreamers. But you know, there really is a big differentiation between dreams and visions. I think that the people who are instrumental in making change in in the industry or in corporations or in families, whatever that may be, the dreams are really about the future, and it's about the possibility of change, possibility of better things. It's about something other than where you are at currently. Whether it's bigger cars or bigger homes and faster cars and having more money, it doesn't put you in the current state, and that's the difference. This is my interpretation, but I do know that visions are reality. Visions are things that we see as being in the current state. Vision boards are something that I know a lot of people do, and I think they're a really good idea because it allows you to see all the things that you dream about that you want to put in the current state as having today. So for my interpretation of the visions, and I'm a visionary, and I think most of the people on this panel are visionaries, I think that we see into the future, but we don't see it as something that's unattainable. We see it in the current state. We see the vision as us being inside the vision, not the dream being outside of our vision as something that we'd like to have at a future date. So there's a lot of power in how you perceive these things in your lifetime. There are things that I've seen that I know, and I'm going to say I don't believe it, I don't think it, I know are real. They're real to me. They're real in my lifetime. I feel that there's just a stretch of time that hasn't caught up yet, that I see as being an absolution, an absolute item that already has been there, that it's formulating, and as we approach it, that we bring all the particles to it in ourself to be that as a realization. So you have to think about in your vocabulary a lot too, because a lot of people say I want and I wish and I think, and all of those terms means that it's unattainable. It's outside of your reach. So when we talk about the vision, we talk about a company's vision, and the reason that corporations talk about this, and they always have a vision statement and all those kind of things, is because it's what they see as a reality already, and they are bringing people to the vision to walk in the same path, in the same direction that they're going. And we're certainly seeing that with Total Takeover right now, is because, these three guys had a vision. They all believed in the same values, they all believed in the same structure, and they had the same integrity. They saw something that wasn't currently around in the internet and the industry, that they wanted to come together to collaborate. And so they all had a vision that was very similar, and they came together. And it, obviously there was something valid to that, because look at the numbers that have come now, over 61,000 people have the same vision. So, you know, those kind of things, for me, that's kind of where it all becomes a reality for people. That probably is a big challenge in this industry for a lot of people, is they use the wrong terminology, and I think that they want too much, and when want is always out of reach. Is and I am this, and my vision is this, then you put yourself into it, and that's when it becomes a reality. So I mean, we're going to get into a really deep topic today, but you know, that's my interpretation, and you know, I thought I'd just kind of lay the groundwork, and for people to expand on that or disagree with me, agree with me. You know what? That's what this panel is all about. You know what? We're controversial. We don't always agree, but you know what? That's what so many great minds come together to expand on that, so that we get a different viewpoint, and everybody can dissect it in their own language to understand it better. So I'm going to hand it over. We're going to go across the panel now, and Carl, I'm going to hand it over to you to expand on that and put your viewpoint and your vision on it.
Okay, great, thanks. You know, I've had a whole, I would say, like a mind cleansing that I've had to do since I've been in this industry, and I've done it more often now in the past year than I've ever done. And you know, the reason I talk about mind cleansing is because there's so much distraction out there, okay, that comes in. There's a lot of little tiny programs that start up, you know, these little quick money things that come up. I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. You know, and then we have the type of businesses that are the health and nutrition ones, okay? And there's the different genres, and then you have ours, which is the education, and so forth. And you know, these you get new programs that pop up all the time that can be a major distraction, and that interferes with your visions, okay, with your vision of what you're doing. So every week I go through my own personal mind cleansing, okay, and what a mind cleansing is that I go through and I basically scrub away everything that's happened in the past 7 days, and I reboot, basically, okay, to get myself back in. And the first thing I do is I look at what I'm doing, and I look at where I want to be, and I go and I visualize it, okay? This is the difference. You know, people who dream are the ones that just sit back and they kind of, you know, look up and they see the beaches of where they'd like to be, or they see themselves on a boat or something like that. That's dreaming, okay? That's you dreaming of something you wish you could have. And then you've got the vision, where you look into the future, okay? I know that sounds kind of corny, but you have to visualize where you are and where you want to be, okay? And then you have to set that path. And you can't allow any kind of distractions. You're going to be distracted by emails coming at you, from phone calls, from people Skyping you, whatever it is about something. And you have to be able to deflect that off, okay? You know, everybody talks about, you know, well, you got to have all kinds of different streams of income. That's not necessarily true, okay? You know, there are people out there, and I have separate streams of income, but I'm able to distinguish what order that they go in, okay? Most people online get themselves involved in a lot of businesses out there and aren't able to distinguish that. So what happens is that their vision gets distorted, okay? And they start trying to focus and visualize different things at the same time. Okay, that's when the kaleidoscope effect comes in. You know, you ever seen those kaleidoscopes with all the different figures and colors and go up? That's what happens in your mind. You don't know what direction you're going. Okay, and this is why you have to do a mind cleanse. Some people might have to do it every day. I do it once a week. That's good enough for me. But some people might have to do it every day. You got to go in. You got to scrub that crap out of your head, and get your vision back on track. Because until you learn how to visualize your path, there's a saying out there, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, okay? And that's the road you're on, okay? Until you can visualize the road that you need to be on, then that's where you're going to be. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let's go across the panel. I'll go over to Alejandro. What is your thought on visions and dreams, Alejandro?
I'm unmuted. Are you hearing?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. There's definitely a difference between visions and dreams, and I'm with you in the opinion that there's so many people dreaming, but the dreams certainly the difference under a dream and the way you take it and you make it real is the effort of the human being of materializing that dream. And for me, my dreams and my vision, probably I will put first my dream and afterwards a vision over that dream, because that's the way it sounds for me. This is the way a panel works here and the hangout works here. Every one of us will have different opinion, but if I have a dream last night, I wake up today and I start projecting a vision over that dream, and I have to settle. I have to put all the pieces all apart, put them together to reach that dream. That's my personal opinion. Might be not very interesting, but this is the one I've been carrying along with in everything I've done in my life. That's it. I did my best in English.
Great job. Let's awesome stuff. Let's go now over to Linda. I see the name is SALUD, and then how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, I missed it a while ago whenever Carl did that. But anyway,
it's actually Alejandro.
Alejandro. Okay, Alejandro. All right, great stuff, Alejandro. Now over to Linda.
Hi. The reason, okay, we have a lot of dreamers, people that go out every week and they spend a lot of money on lottery tickets. They're dreaming. What are they going to do when they win the lottery? And then there's the other ones that don't buy the ticket and want to know. They talk about what they're going to do when they win the lottery, but they didn't buy the ticket. So it's better to pick a vision, see things the way you would like them to be. Like, I live in a tiny apartment and I have a tiny kitchen, but when I'm in that kitchen and I make my bread, I'm in my kitchen in the house I will have. I see myself where I want to be, driving the car I want to drive and living where I want to live. And making it possible now through Total Takeover, because I can see that this is the way my vision is going to unfold. You have to focus, and it's something that you can make happen, where a dream is just, not real. I'm really probably going to run out of things to say. I'm sorry.
That's you know what? I didn't mute myself.
Oh,
great,
Janet,
Linda,
Janet said not to apologize when you say something, so nothing's wrong. Anyway, Janet has helped us a whole lot with focusing and saying things in different ways, and not just, because what you say and what you believe will happen. So I guess that's about all I have at the moment.
Thank you, Linda. Awesome input. Appreciate that. I'm going to mute you out there because of the feedback. Whenever you need to talk again, you can just unmute yourself. Real simple. Joan, what's your take on this?
My mom used to say that I was a dreamer, and she was so right. And she used to say, dreams are fluffy clouds. They're there for the moment, and then they're gone. And when I was a little girl, I used to love to read Snow White and Cinderella and all of this Prince Charming stuff and dream about my Prince Charming when I grew up and would find him and get married. You know what? Some of those dreams came true only because of the way I had to build my character in my life, what I had to do to get me to the point where I was able to reach out for what I wanted in life. Now that I'm in network marketing, I have come across more dreamers than I ever have in my life before. I would say that 85% of the people that are in network marketing are dreamers. They're not doers. They don't see the vision. They see that fluffy cloud, and if they don't put any work into what they're doing, that fluffy cloud disappears and they sit whining because they just didn't make it. It's because they didn't put that dream into a vision and work that vision to reality. And that's what we need to do. Everybody dreams of a holiday, a fancy car, a fancy house, but they sit there and they expect it's going to fall in their lap just because they're dreaming about it. That's not how it works. We have to have a plan in action, and that plan has to be based on the vision that we're always keeping in front of us. A vision is really our objective. It's what we're reaching out for. It's what we really want to attain in life. And without the proper direction, without the goals, without a plan in place and working that plan, that vision will stagnate like a dream. So it's so important to put ourselves in a place where we can work and direct our life to make the visions come into play. Then you're going to see that fluffy dream become a reality.
Awesome, Joan. Thank you. Yeah, applaud for that. Let's go over to Janet now. Sister Janet, what's your take on the difference between dreams and visions?
Well, we all have to have dreams, that's for sure. And if we don't, I don't know. That's what life is all about, is having dreams. And to me, visions are dreaming on purpose. And, you know, Joan touched on it, having a plan of action. That's everything in life, in everything. You need to know what path you're taking. You need to know where you're going. Like Carl said, if you don't know where you're going, any path will get you there. And if you don't have a vision of where that dream is really going to go and how to get to that dream, you know, here I'm dreaming of a vacation, or I'm dreaming a new car or a new house, or whatever it is you want to dream, you know, to be be very philanthropic and be able to give all kinds of money away. Some people, that's all they dream of, and that's great. But to be able to make that dream a reality, as Joan touched on very, very well there, is that you've got to have the vision of it. You've got to be able to see it. So you get the dream, you might have that dream at night, or you might be sitting here, you know, like Carl says, daydreaming, la, 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 la. Let's just, you know, go out there into the fluffy clouds. But that's where the vision begins. It's the beginning of the vision, and the vision is a dream on purpose. That's where you make it happen. You decide that I'm committed to this dream. This is really what I want to do. I can feel that this is where I want to go. This is what feels really good. And now I need to find out how to get there. And so now I keep thinking about it. I start talking about it. I start putting a vision board up. I start writing down what that dream was, and I start making it more and more real. So I'm dreaming on purpose, and that is how you make that dream a reality. What a great topic today, Carl, because so many people really, as Joan said too, is they get caught up in the dream and they don't ever take the action to fulfill that dream. They get stuck in that resistant phase, and they're too afraid to actually do anything to make that dream a reality. And if we can help them get out of that little cloud and see the vision and take that direction on their own, because everybody has their own direction and the own path they want to take. So it's got to feel good to you, and you've got to have that vision. Heaven knows, if you want to fulfill your dreams, this is the team to be a part of to fulfill those dreams. We can help you with the vision, because that's what we're all about here. And I think that more and more people are learning and discovering that they have to work on that vision. And it doesn't just come out of thin air. It is something that once it's in the thin air, you've got to bring it down and turn it into reality. And that's having a dream on purpose. So that's my take. Thanks, guys. And I have to head off here right away, so excuse me as I scoot out, but I'll stay for, I've got about another 10 minutes I can stay, so can't wait to hear the rest of the panel, and look forward to listening to the replay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Janet. You're such an awesome leader. I watch a lot of things that you do out there, and you're just awesome. Appreciate that input. You know, my role here is to direct and to keep the ambiance in have the air and the feel of a radio show, which is cool. So I can't come in and expound on my thoughts all the time. So I'm complaining, okay? I have to do this at the end of the whole panel, okay? So once I do that, we're talking about something that has to do with success and leadership and stuff. I get to repeat everything everybody else says, because anything that I say is what, you know, there's certain laws of nature, and it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Tracy, Carl, Alondra, Linda, Joan, and Janet are going to say the same things, just in different ways. So everybody stole my thunder. All right, so here's my turn. Here's my take on the difference between dreams and visions. The difference between dreams and visions is the difference between nothing and action, or no substance and action. So there has to be an element of action in order to have a vision. Now that's real basic, and it's like real bland, and it really doesn't do justice to the whole thing, because understanding vision, it takes vision. So let me say it a different way. To dream is to want. To vision is to desire. Words have big meaning, and there's a big, huge difference between the word want and need and the word desire. Let me give you an example. I have a Dodge Ram 3500 truck. Okay, it's a big beast of a truck. It's a big, huge diesel truck for a pickup truck. And before I had that diesel truck, I desired a diesel truck. Now, in the past, I wanted somehow I got muted. In the past, I wanted different vehicles, and I never got them. I even put some action toward getting the ones that I wanted and never realized having them, because want, I always said things like I want. Want is a negative connotation and takes away. Want implies lack. So if I want something, that means I do not have it, and whatever I do not have, more is taken from me, and I lose more. So once I learned this, I started acquiring things that I desired, because I started using desire. I don't want a Dodge 3500 Ram truck. I desire one. Now the difference is this, y'all, is with wants, once you get something that you want, you have it, you no longer want it, right? Okay, if you happen to get something you want, you have it, you no longer want it. That doesn't hold true with desire. I desired this truck before I physically had it in possession. Now that I have it in possession, I still desire it today. So whenever I desire something prior to having it in possession, it is real and tangible now, even though it's not here in my hand. It's the same with a vision. Now, a vision can have a quite a bit different look and feel to it than a dream, but in essence, vision has to do with desire. It's tangible before you actually have it and see it, and other people can see it while you're holding it in your hand. You hold it somewhere else, but it's still real nonetheless. So to me, with vision, vision has to do with intent. And intent's a big, huge word. At the end of this day, if I look at, for instance, my personal sign-ups in a business, and I see that I have 100, 1, or none, then at the end of that day, I can tell you what my intent was for the day by what actually was accomplished. We always say, well, I intended to go to the store, or I intended to pay that bill, or I intended to wash the car, or, and if all those things didn't get done, then that wasn't our intent. Because whatever our focused intent is, we will have clues at the end of the day what our intent was, because we will have realized the vision or the dream that goes with that intent. So the vision has to do with action. And in a company setting or a group setting, there's something that's called casting a vision. And to cast a vision, it has 4 C's. It needs to be clear. In other words, have detail. It needs to be concise, rock solid. And it needs to be compelling. And it needs to, well, let me just, I have it pulled up here. The clear, concrete, concise, and compelling are the 4 things that casting a vision will have to be. For some reason, I'm going on auto mute, and I have no idea how it's auto muting. So anyway, that's my take pretty much on the difference between a dream and a vision. And a dream is, like people said, it's lofty, it's kind of in the fluffy clouds, it's a nice thing. Oh, that would be nice. But vision has to do with I am accomplishing this, or I am realizing this. This is the way, this is what it looks like. It looks like that now, and I am going to cast that vision to those around me, and whoever wants to assist in realizing that vision, it's right here, right now. Let's show other people so that other people can actually see it. That's my take. If you
awesome. Do we want to see if there's any callers or get people to call in?
I was about to say, well, we have callers, but not everybody's raising their hand. If you'd like to raise your hand and make a comment, please do so. And oh, what's that? Oh, I like dreaming. If you'd like to comment, press *6 and follow the prompt, and we'll bring you on. So let's go back to Tracy again. We'll go across the panel one more time.
Great. Well, maybe I can provoke some people to call in. Great stuff, Andrew. You know what? We got such a great different facets of our team here that everybody has sort of their own vision. Everybody has their own viewpoint on things. I like to say that I love the Yoda. Try or try not, there is only do. And I think that kind of comes in line of what we're talking about, the vision here. Carl, you talk about this a lot, about people kind of, they fail before they've come to the table because they're talking about, yeah, maybe I'll try this. They have a clear vision already of failure. They don't have a vision of success. So, thoughts are things. And, I mean, we can get into the quantum physics. This is real stuff, people. This is really real stuff. And whatever your thought process is, you will become. So if you say, oh, I'm a loser, guess what? You've already projected yourself out of, I'm just using that as an example. Like pick out whatever your thoughts are doing, whatever you're telling yourself is a reality. It is an actual reality. So you may say something, but whatever it is that your thinking is the reality. So, if you're making jokes about yourself, change your joke pattern because you're projecting out who you are. And, whatever you think about, you become. Whatever you speak about, you become. So believe in who you are, believe in where you're going, and really get that vision. Joan, sorry, I like what you talk about, those fluffy clouds. You know what? I think that people get stuck in the dreaming process, which, I mean, dreams are great because the thoughts are things, they have to be, you have to be able to dream big. But you know what? Wake up. Get out of the dreaming mode and then decide what your vision is. Those dreams are wonderful things. We dream about wonderful far-off places. We dream about having great success. Jack Sufelt, who's going to come and do a training after our launch, a Sunday night training, wonderful guy. I had an opportunity of talking with him a few times, and we talked about the dialing down into the depth of what your intent is, and great way to talk about the intent, Andrew. I agree with you. People say, well, I want to travel more. Well, let's talk about why you're not. Like, who's not supporting your vision? Why are you not supporting your vision? And what do you need to do to get there? Yes, you're right. Action supersedes everything. And, it's that path like you talked about, Carl. Here's point A and here's point B. Here you're at point A. Let's turn it the other way around. You're at point A, and here's your vision at point B. You have to see point B so clearly. Put on your spiritual glasses so that you get a very, very clear vision of what you're seeing, that it's so clear that nothing is going to stop you, that you're going to go through everything possible to get you so that your future and your present compress, that you're going to be there. You have to see your future so clearly that it is in your present, and you are part of that vision and that part of that structure, so that all of the particles, and this is what I'm saying, it's quantum physics. It is absolute truth. And for those of you who don't know what it is, go Google it, quantum physics. It's about getting down to that nano structure, that whatever you say is absolute truth, and that the universe will supply all the things around you that are necessary for you and for whatever it is that you absolutely desire and absolutely see yourself being part of. It's not about wanting. It's not about needing. It's about I am. And I'm telling you, that is, there's so much power in that when people start realizing the universe has its own time frame. But people are placed in front of you. I know it happens. It's happened to me. The sun's shining in my face again here. It's beautiful. It is really the way that the universe works for whatever it is that you say. The universe listens. So I know that sounds a little hokey for some of you maybe, but it is absolute truth. So be careful. Whatever you say you are, you are. So make sure that you paint yourself in a very vivid picture. Make sure you paint your vision in a very vivid picture, and that's why storyboards and vision boards are very, very powerful. When you can look at something like that every day and see yourself right in the middle of that, that is when that is truth, and you will start, all of the untruths will start peeling away. And again, the universe has its own time frame. When you're ready for it, when you are absolutely ready for it, then all of those components will be dragged in to support your vision. And they will come piece by piece, and they will test you. Trust me, they will be tests. And Carl, we've had probably a lot of conversations about, the tests. And Joan, all of us here on this panel right now, and of course, all of you people out there that are listening, think about that. Think about all the tests that you are brought upon you on a daily, monthly, weekly, yearly time frame to test to see if you are truly intent on that vision that you have, or whether you're not truthfully. That's really not there. There's something that's underlying, and we have to get through to those. People see success as being a big house, or success as having lots of money. Okay, well, what are you going to do with that? Like, let's get it into a perfected vision. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do with it, and why? I mean, we talk about the why in this industry so many times, and I don't think people really understand that terminology. The why it's kind of a hokey term that we've used in this industry for so many years, but it's very, very instrumental about your purpose and being on purpose in your life journey. And if you're not, and you're just saying, I want this and I want that, and I want to be successful, but you're doing nothing to bring those points A and points B closer together, the universe is going to look at that and say, you have no vision, you have no intent, and all you keep saying to yourself is, I want and I need. So you have to be so clear about, in your mental structure, clear away the dead wood, And sometimes you have to clear away a lot of things that don't work for you anymore. You know, be respectful, be kind. But maybe you outgrow people at times in your life, and they don't support your vision or your purpose. And, you know, your purpose, you may have to really go and do some soul searching to find out what your true purpose is. You know, you may say that you want to go and do this, but maybe that's not your real true purpose. So, you know, there's a lot of facets to this that you really need to go and take a good hard look at and find out what your true vision really is. So there's more food for thought. Carl, over to you.
Great, thanks, Trace. You know what? There's so much truth in that. You know, I look at us as we're all kind of like artists. Okay, we're all artists in our own way. It's like we have a canvas, and you know we have dreams, and we visualize in our dreams that we're there. It's just like an artist. When an artist goes to visualize whatever he or she is going to paint, they have their dream pattern, and what they do is they take that dream pattern, they visualize it, and then they bring it to life. Okay? So this is basically what you're doing. You know, we're all going through our own different journey in life here. You know, we're all on a different road. We've all chosen a road to go down, our path to go down, whatever that may be, and we have our focus is on certain things that we want to do. You know, some people may be, you know, in a financial position, saying, "Look, I got to find a way to make an extra $500 or $1,000 a month." So what you've got to do is you've got to go out and you've got to visualize how you're going to do that. Okay? So this is how an entrepreneur thinks. An entrepreneur goes out and thinks and visualizes how he or she is going to get out of whatever circumstance they're in into a better circumstance. And they visualize it, they focus on it, and they strive for it. Okay? You know, in our industry, we have a lot of perseverance we have to go through. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to come in. There's going to be a lot of roadblocks and walls and stuff like that that are going to be thrown in front of us as we go along our journey. We have to figure out how to either plow through it, go over it, or go around it. Okay? But you can never let anything stop you from seeing your vision. Okay? The moment you do, the game is over. Okay? And it is, because whatever that journey is that you went on and you allowed something to do it, now you have to take a different fork in the road. And that fork in the road, you have no idea where that's going because you haven't visualized it yet. So you're basically starting all over again. So what you have to do is you have to figure out if you've got a vision and this is where you want to be, and all of a sudden something came up, someone stood in front of you and said, "I don't think you're going to get where you want to go because you're just not smart enough, or you just don't have the talent to get there, or you know what, you're a lazy old bum. There's no way you're ever going to get there." These are the roadblocks, okay? You got to figure out how to go talk to the hand or whatever, right? And just move around it, okay? You can't allow any of that because we're all going to come across that. You know, we talked about prospecting, okay? Prospecting, and what that is that communication with other people, finding out what they're all about and seeing if you have something in general in common where you can maybe work together in a business and go forward. Well, you're going to have a lot of people going to say, "Yeah, what you do, it's a scam. It's a scam. Yeah, you know, it's almost like listening to Dustin Hoffman from Rain Man. It's a scam. It's a scam, right? You're getting that all the time, right? So you got to learn how to get around that. You're going to get people going to say, "You know what? Oh, you only lose money in network marketing, blah 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 blah." Meanwhile, they're sitting in their 8 to 5 all day long, complaining. I almost said something else. Complaining about how they hate their job, or they hate being where they are. But they've learned how to settle. These are people who don't have vision, okay? They've learned to settle for whatever society has thrown at them, okay? And they are what I call a puppet of society. You do whatever it is. You have the strings. You're going to do whatever they tell you to do, okay? They're not going to let you think for yourself, okay? An entrepreneur doesn't let anybody tell them what they need to do. They focus on what they want and they go for it. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I actually telling anybody to quit your job and do this. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? What I'm saying is that while you have a job, and you've got to have that income coming in, but while you have it, and if you want to go on another journey and try to better yourself in life through network marketing or whatever it is, you've got to be able to learn how to build the vision. Learn how not to be persuaded to go in another direction. Allow nobody to pull your strings in a different direction. You know what? You pull out the scissors and you cut all the strings. That's what you do. Okay? And like it says right here, you live life on your terms. Okay? That's the only way you get anywhere. So that's kind of my take right now. Let's go over to, I don't know, Andrew or someone across the panel. Alejandro? Linda? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll take it unless Alejandro or John wants to join in. I think Linda is not. Yeah, there's Linda.
Hi, I'm still here. I think that maybe I've solved the feedback problem. I had my speaker on and it was sitting over there. About this, so it's true. When you have your vision, you have to let people. Not let people dissuade you from your vision with their negative thinking. You have to stay focused on it. And when somebody gives you negative thoughts and starts to make your mind wander in the wrong way, you just have to put your mind back in the right direction towards your vision. Because there's always going to be people that don't want you to be better. They like you where you are in some low place. And they don't have your vision, and it's yours. So they shouldn't. It's, you just got to stick with it, focus on it, and keep going. So I'm going to let somebody else talk now because I'm not doing this well. But anyway, have a great day.
Thank you, Linda, and it's good to have you on as a panelist. Your input is awesome. I really enjoy seeing you panelists. And Joan. Hello, Joan.
I want to draw people's attention to a book that has been mentioned on this program before. It's called 3 Feet from Gold. It was about a miner who had been prospecting for gold, and he had put his heart and soul into it, but finally, because he wasn't getting anywhere, he decided to give up. Somebody else came in with all their mining equipment, and within a very short time hit the vein, and they were set for life. And the original one, he lost out. Okay, right now, our 3 Feet from Gold is the company that we belong to, TTO. We're at the point right now where we're all dreaming. We're dreaming about what this company is going to bring to the table that's going to make us successful in our business. Okay, everybody that's come on board, over 60,000 of us, we're all at that dreaming stage. And we're starting to see visions of what this company is going to provide for us to move us forward in our network marketing business. Launch date is midnight, January 26th. That's when our dream becomes a vision. Are we going to come on board to make our dream a reality, to make it a vision? If we do, then we're going to see ourselves moving forward, and we're going to see that dream unfold and become a reality because of everything that's put there to make us successful in this business. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be that miner that gave up just when he was ready to hit gold? Or are you going to be the one that sees the vision and comes in and makes it happen? It's up to you. You can make it happen if you really, really want to. If that vision becomes alive within your mind, and you know by doing certain things that that vision is going to become a reality. And all I can say is, it's up to you. Nobody is going to push you. Nobody is going to demand that you do what you need to do. it's up to you. You're the one that's in control of your vision.
Well, I want to just jump in here if I can. You know, that is so true, Joan. Man, I'm glad you actually tapped onto that. You know, Tracy and I were on a hangout just prior to this one here, and you know, here was some kind of a little bit of what the content was, and it's probably what a lot of people out here, a lot of these viewers on here, and everybody's going, you know, they're not sure what's going to happen. So what's going through their head now is, well, we have a 5-day period. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. Okay? Here's my take on that. Okay? And I need to get this out because you kind of put me in that direction. As an entrepreneur, okay, I don't look to see what's going to happen. I go out and I make it happen. I don't think about, oh, I'm going to wait and see if anybody comes into my downline, and then maybe I'll pay. No, I go and I pay, and then I go and make it happen. Okay? This is why so many people in our industry never make a dime. Okay? They never make anything because they wait. They go, I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to see if I get spillover. I'm going to see if this happens. Okay? These are the same people that will go from this program to another program, to another program, to another program, and they're going to do that for the rest of their marketing life, and they may make some money, but in most cases they're not going to, because they don't have a vision. They can't visualize, okay? They're sitting there living in the dream world that every program they go into, there's a leprechaun there with a big giant barrel full of gold that they're going to give to them. And they're just waiting for the leprechaun to go, here, here's your gold, here's your gold, here's your gold, right? That's not how business goes, folks. So if any of you that are on here listening or will listen to this thing here, okay, you got to understand is that there's 61,000 people in this company, and it impacts you. You can't think about who else it's going to impact. You got to think that whatever you do is going to create your financial future. So if you're going to sit back and just wait, my advice to you right now is probably give up internet marketing altogether. Okay? I know I probably shouldn't say that, but I need to. Because you sat here and you registered. Maybe you registered on day 1, maybe you registered on day 2, maybe you registered today. And you're thinking, well, I'm just going to see what happens. Well, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. Because if you wait to see what happens, it's going to be the same thing you probably did in the last one, waiting to see what happens. And the one before, waiting to see what happens. What you've got to do, folks, is you've got to make it happen. Okay? So that's about the best advice I can give you. You know, you don't hesitate on launch day. You pull out your credit card, whatever it is, and you pay, and you start your business. Okay? If you're not prepared to do that, if you want to sit back and wait, I mean, that's totally up to you. But
what
I can see is it's not going to get you very far.
It's called missing the bus, Carl.
It's getting run over by the bus because you waited in front of it and you didn't do anything, and it belted you to the ground, and you lost it. And all you see is the tail lights as it goes by.
Exactly.
Right? You know, it's like I watched a commercial last night, probably one of the funniest commercials I ever saw. It was about, I think it was, I can't remember what the whole thing was, but it was a guy sitting on a bench and he's talking, trying to get the attention of this girl on the bench there, and you know, and all of a sudden, Cupid, a big heavy guy dressed like Cupid, starts running across her, and he pulls out his bow, and just as he's about to let it go, a bus hits him, and then rather than the arrow hitting the lady, it hit the guy in the leg, right? So that's, to me, it's like it's a funny commercial. I don't know who it was, but the point is that what was supposed to happen didn't happen. And it was all because of a hesitation, okay? And that's just kind of a scenario that's going to happen and then does happen to so many people in this industry. Is there, skepticism is the biggest killer in our industry. It really is. Because it causes people to hesitate, it causes people to think in a negative manner, and it causes so much negativity, grief, and everything else. I know, I was there. I've missed out on so many huge opportunities in my life because I sat there and said, well, maybe I'm just going to wait. Ever since I stopped waiting, my financial life has never been better. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Okay? That things work. Like Tracy said, the universe comes into alignment. Okay? I never used to believe any of that stuff, but I'm a big believer in it now because I've seen it happen to myself. Okay? Whatever it is that's out there, the positive aura that you put out, that's why vision is so important, that when you have focus on what you want to get and where you want to go, that's what's going to get you there, and that's where everything starts to come into alignment. Okay? So I needed to touch on this because Joan brought it up. This eats at me every day because I know so many people that have registered for this program, not just in my downline, but anywhere in the company, and I know for a fact they're going to let it pass them by. And then they're going to wish that they never did it. But you know what? At that point, it's too late. The dream that was there comes to reality, and then it's gone. Okay? And that never comes back, folks. That never comes back. Something like what we're involved in right now, I'm in my 35th year in network marketing, and I've only seen something as big as this happen once in 35 years. And that was about 20-some-odd years ago with Herbalife, 30 years ago, whenever Herbalife was around. Okay? That's when I saw it. Okay? And I haven't seen anything as big as this since then. I mean, there probably has been some. I just haven't seen it. But the point I'm trying to make is that these come around every 10 to 15 years. So I don't know how much time you have to wait, but I know I don't. So listening to this, you need to seriously consider visualizing what you need to do in the future and make it happen starting on the 26th. Okay? Talk to your sponsor, talk to your sponsor's sponsor, talk to whoever you need to talk to. Okay? You don't need to move anywhere. You're already locked in. It starts with you. Okay? And you make it happen. Get that vision in place. Over to you, Andrew.
Awesome, Carl. A great mouthful there. To sum it up, I guess what you just said, Carl, is you've heard it said that all good things come to those who wait. And the rebuttal to that from those of us who realize our dreams is, yes, all good things come to those who wait. Everything that's left over from us who hustle. So, if you're waiting for something to come to you that's good without action, Dexter Yeager said that success is the progressive realization of a dream. So, being progressive, doing something, to get that word do something toward your dream, which if you don't have vision going just yet, find a leader that has vision and do what they're doing. Val used to teach in Mentors in Motion that once someone gets the education of Mentors in Motion and graduates, they'll no longer be in Mentors in Motion. They'll have their own venue. So people who get the education successfully decipher and digest the education and then put it into action, they start their own business. And that's why a lot of people moved away from Mentors in Motion. We started our own marketing, success education, and what have you. With vision, it's the difference between a photo and a 3D hologram, and it's actually more than 3D. It's more dimensions than 3 dimensions. But just for the sake of explaining this, if we was to picture our dream and picture ourselves in a dream, that's a flat photo. the only information that it has is what's contained in the parameters of the rectangle on a flat piece of two-dimensional paper or two-dimensional whatever. But a vision is where we dream into different levels of that and create a seed of a hologram. And then the way that we plant that seed out into the universe is we speak that vision. And whenever we speak that vision, those little words, those little I wasn't going to go quantum here, Tracy. You made me do it, okay? But I'm going to go quantum, all right? Tracy's fault. I want to encourage you to go and Google and watch this video. It's called Dr. Quantum and double slit experiment. That's SLIT, like a little hole in a piece of cardboard, a slit. Go and watch the video, Dr. Quantum double slit experiment, and you'll see a little bit of what's going on here. So yes, it sounds hokey. Those who want to reach a little bit of scientific mind and grab what we're saying here, you'll enjoy that. It turns out that the only thing that's actual material is through perception. So we're talking about perception here. And the neat thing is we have the opportunity and the power as human beings to design our perception. We can decide how we perceive things and what we're going to allow ourselves to perceive and what we're not. Zig Ziglar said that we are who we are where we are by what we've allowed to go into our mind. We can change who we are, we can change where we are by changing what goes into our mind, by what we allow to go into our mind. Don Gossett wrote a book, What You Say is What You Get. And folks, that's literally true, because even in the Bible says that that we speak from the issues of our heart. So what comes out of our mouth is what's in our heart. Paul, in the text, the old script, said that my tongue is the pen that writes on the table of my heart. And then Yahweh said that whatever we believe in our heart, so be we. So whatever we believe in our heart, that's what we are. And in order to change what we have in our heart, we use our tongue to do it. Whatever we say writes on that table, and whatever's on that table is what we become. That's the quantum effect of the physics. So let's see. I was going to do this, and let me. That's Aerosmith, Dream On Until Your Dreams Come True. And I was looking over those lyrics, and one of the things that popped out at me, I didn't really realize, you know how we have songs and we'll sing something that's different than what's actually on the lyrics because that's what we hear and we don't see the words. Well, there's some lyrics here where Aerosmith is singing in this song, and it says that you have to fail in order to know how to succeed. So that's what we've done. We fall, but we fall forward. I don't fall and go, oh, I've fallen. Look at me. Somebody come over here and look at me because I've fallen. You know, have pity on me. I've fallen. No, whenever I fall, I think yesterday. No, it wasn't. It was this morning. My desk has some wires that go over to a plug over here, and I left one of my slippers right by the wire earlier, and I went over there and tripped over that slipper and that wire, and I literally fell. And whenever I fell, I had a coffee cup. I planted that. It just happened. I didn't think this through. I've gotten to where I fall forward. I fell forward. I planted my cup way over a side before my body hit, and drew my hand back away from the cup, and I let my body hit. And I didn't feel it. It was like I didn't fall at all. And as soon as I fell, I got back up, and it happened instantly. That's because I practiced falling forward in life. One thing my father taught me whenever he was teaching me his version of judo from what he learned in the army. The first thing he taught me is how to fall, and that's what I've learned in network marketing, is how to fall. But the vision is we can sit here and visualize and see a picture. We can picture something, and that's not deep enough. If you have a dream and you want that dream, you wish and desire that dream to be a reality, take that picture and go into contemplation and really, really contemplate on it until you get the details, until you can actually smell it, touch it, taste it, and feel it in your mind's eye. Whenever you've done that, you've created a hologram. Now speak it into existence and put action to it. So we're at the top of the hour. Sorry for my rant. I'm not going to apologize for my rant. If anybody has anything else to add to that, come on.
Andrew, I love this topic. You were point on point with that. I just have to say this because I've been, me in my notebook, I'm writing things down as people are saying them, and there's so much relevance to what everybody has said here. I hope people listen to this. I hope they've listened to it over and over again. I hope they really ingest, digest, and be able to understand what we're talking about. You have to have a mental toughness, not just in this industry, but you have to have a mental toughness in life, because to be able to, progress and move up the sort of the spiritual staircase, people like you said, Carl, people will pull your strings. People want to drag you down, and you can't let them do that. And that's why I say it's kind of like you do the cleansing, you do the mental cleansing. Sometimes you have to do the cleansing around you. Just let people go. Everybody will grow at their own rate and at their own speed. But, and you talked about waiting. Carl, I've talked about this, and I try and make sure, whenever I hear anyone say the word wait, it's a cancer. Waiting is a cancer to your business. It's a cancer in your life. Sometimes you have to wait for the right moment. There's a difference. There is a different moment. Waiting for the opportune time to say things, that is a completely different thing. But you know what? Visionaries make things happen, and the way they make things happen is they see so clearly that when something, it's a practice. You have to practice things to get better at them. But I think that entrepreneurs do have a gift in the fact that they can visualize, they can see things very clearly, but however, they act very quickly. They take the opportune moment, they see it very clearly, they evaluate it from the people they're hearing it from their past, maybe their history of things that they know that they're going to keep moving forward. Like you say, Andrew, when you fall, always fall forward or fail forward. There is never a failure that you don't learn something from, and if you don't, you're going to repeat it. Heaven knows, we've all been through those things in our life. We didn't pay attention the first time. We're going to make those mistakes again. But you know what? It's all about positiveness, because there is never a failure that there's not a positive nature to. And, I had said in my corporate world, I had people, and we all get these people that come around us that complain. And, in my corporate world, I only had one response to anybody that came to me with complaints. And because they would do it more than once, it would be the same thing over and over and over again. I said, you only have two choices. Do something or do nothing. There's nothing in the middle of that. You have to either do something to relieve that, or correct that, or do nothing and put up with it. Which one are you comfortable in doing? There's going to be certain pain in both measures, so do something with that. And Andrew, you were point on point again with about that when you looked at the hologram, and you have to, this is the quantum physics side. Sorry folks if we're going a little bit out there, but this is real stuff, because those thoughts are things I know. But you know what? I've been part of that, and the people that I have talked to and who have doctorates in this, and I've listened to, it's always been my belief, but to hear people talk about it in word terms, then it becomes where you can understand it. But when you can put yourself inside of that, close your eyes, visualize it, see yourself where you can literally, and I've been in exercises in groups like this where somebody's walked you through it, where you can literally taste it. You can smell it. You can feel it. You can feel it with emotion. When you can say it with emotion, it becomes an absolute realism to you. That's the visualization that you need to adapt into your life to make a change. And, people say, I want this and I need that. You know what? There are certain exercises that you can do to change your life in a positive way, to eliminate the things. And people say, there's smokers, for instance. I mean, I'm a little bit cut and dried in some things that maybe I don't have as much sympathy for people. And I say, well, if you're a smoker, just become a non-smoker. You know, it's as simple as that. I know that there's a process you have to go through because it is an addiction. But, you know, it all starts with your mind. Decide that you're not. It all comes to the decision. When you decide something, then there's no other option but then to have it happen. So if you have, anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. And Andrew, maybe you have a caller in. I'm going to pass it over to someone else, and we'll go from there. I just wanted to elaborate on the persistence, like Joan says. I want to talk about, people will try to drag you down. I just wanted to talk about all those things that you need to do in that mental toughness. So Andrew, back to you.
Oh wow, thanks Tracy. I see Linda has her cam going on. Hi Linda, good to see your face actually transmitted via video there. Awesome hangout. I'm really enjoying this. I don't want to leave. It's 5 minutes after the hour. Does anybody else have any other comments? Good. I guess we can beat a dead horse to death.
Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, we could beat this for another 2 hours, but I think we've got the right information across.
Maybe we can have part 2 tomorrow. Who knows? Andrew Morgan in San Marcos, Texas. I'm your host. This is the TTO Radio Show. We are a total takeover marketing, and today we have been talking about quantum physics and the difference between wavelengths and we're talking about you realizing your dreams and making some real money. And if you want to do that, then tap into the vision and take some action. And let's do plan, do, review. We haven't talked about that. Okay, PDR. Plan. Get with your sponsor or your sponsor's sponsor. Ask your sponsor to help you work upline to find your upline leader and get an action plan. Follow that action plan. There's your plan. Do the plan, okay? And then review. And then review with that upline leader. Ask your sponsor who your upline leader is. Get with that leader. Get an action plan. Do the plan. Take action, and then review. And then whenever you review, you will augment the plan, and then you'll have a new augmented plan. Take action, do that plan, and then review. That's what we're doing here is PDR over and over and over again until we synthesize as a team into what the whole team realizes the vision is. So that's my take on that. Thanks for watching. We want you to subscribe. There's a subscribe button right there if you're looking on YouTube. And if you're on ttoradio.info, it's down the page. There's a YouTube subscribe button you can click and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll get the invitations from the YouTube and Google system whenever Carl creates the shows from day in and day out. Here in a moment, we're going to pick the topic for tomorrow. We'll have 24 hours. We could possibly talk about that topic a little bit and invite new people to the show. Invite new people to the show. The more people we have on this show, the better it is for you. So take an active part in inviting people to the show. Another thing is that get back with the person that invited you to the show and get their TTO link so that you can get pre-registered. And we have like, what, 6 days, less than 6 days of the free launch. That's not a free lunch, and don't be drinking and having a hangover, because in between this next few days, you need to do some action and so you can realize your dreams. Always remember, it takes leaders with vision to lead people with dreams, and let's all participate in our individual businesses the way that we would want our personally sponsored to participate. Bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow.